Hi everybody, this is Audrey, also known as Noble Strength, and today you are tuned in for my 10K subscriber giveaway. The deadline was March 4th, so I closed it March 4th, somewhere around 6 p.m. in the evening. I am giving away some handbags from my handbag collection. As you all know, I love thrifting. I love collecting handbags, especially vintage handbags. And today I'm going to be showing some appreciation by doing a giveaway. So I had several of you to participate into the giveaway. And I also asked if you all would ask some questions that you were curious about. And I'm so glad that you went ahead and participated and did that. So we're gonna mix this up. I'm gonna do some Q&A, and then in between my questions and answers, I am going to be drawing some names of, some of the people who entered. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. And I do wanna say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. And those of you who take time to view my videos whenever you have time, I appreciate it so much. I'm thoroughly grateful because I know, time is a valuable resource, and the fact that you take time out of your day to even spend a few minutes with me, it really means a lot. And I would not be, where I am on as far as growth wise on YouTube if it were not for my viewers. So thank you so very much. I'm very appreciative. All right, so we're gonna start out with some Q&A. I'm gonna do 3 questions, and then I'm gonna do the first drawing. So go ahead, get your beverage, your snacks, or whatever, and just stick around with me. So this question comes from Maura. Maura asked, what age did you begin thrifting? Well, Maura, if you let my mom tell it, she's been thrifting for a while, and when I was younger, I did not enjoy thrifting. She said I would turn my nose up at the thought of having something from the thrift store, but it really wasn't until I started teaching and earning my own money that I began to, really consider where my money is going. And so I would say in my 30s is when I really got into thrifting. The next question comes from Jen B. What does your husband think about your bag collection? Is he supportive of your hobby and admiration of bags, or does he tend to not get involved? Does he ever get antsy about you buying so many bags? And this question is also kind of in line with one of my other viewers' question, and that was CC Nurse, and I believe CC Nurse goes by Cynthia. She also asked, what does your husband think about your love of purses? So I'm going to answer both your questions. My husband, he pretty much, just stays out of it. He really doesn't have a say one way or the other unless I'm coming to him asking him for money to buy a bag. And he's like, why don't you use your money? Why don't you just save your own money and get a bag? So he really just pretty much stays out of it. He really doesn't have a lot of input with my bag buying collection. It doesn't carry over into his space. So if it doesn't carry over to his space and it doesn't involve his money, his discretionary income, then he's fine with it. He has nothing to say. And since I don't, since I am mindful of that, it has not affected, negatively or positively. He's very neutral about it. And the only time he got involved with the handbag is I came to him saying, I want this specific bag for, it was either my birthday or anniversary, I can't remember, but I wanted to get the Coach Parker bag. And I told him that's what I wanted for whatever occasion it was. I'm thinking it was my birthday. The video's on my YouTube channel. And so he was like, how much does the bag cost? And I think it was like $490 something, close to $500. So he did give me the money to purchase that bag. He just gave me the money and I made the purchase online. So that's the only involvement he's ever had with my bag collection. So, all right, let's move to the third question, and then we're going to do a drawing. How long have you been collecting vintage bags? Well, really and truly, I only got into collecting vintage bags probably about 6 years ago, around the same time that I started my YouTube channel. I had been thrifting for a while and I've collected, you know, a few bags, and that was like the second video that I did on my channel showing some of my thrifted bags. So I would say about 6 years I've been thrifting vintage bags. All right, we're going to do a drawing. Now, some of you, all you had to do was submit the number of the bag that you like and submit a question, and I would enter you. So for those of you who asked to be entered and no other person did an entry with that same number, you're automatically the winner. I'm gonna save those people for last, those automatic winners. I'm gonna save you for last. We're gonna be doing the drawing for this Dooney & Bourke belt bag. It does come with an attachable strap. I'm not gonna bother taking it out, but it does have the attachable strap so you can wear it as a crossbody by hooking it onto these D-rings. But then you also have this little belt hoop where you can wear it on your belt. This is a really nice, cute bag, and for me to part with this means you all are very special, and you mean a lot to me because, you know, it's not easy letting go of some of the bags that you really, really like. But so cool. So I have a tab that I've pulled, and the winner for this bag is Miche T, M-I-C-H-E-T. You are the winner of this Dooney & Bourke crossbody belt bag. So I'm guessing that this is short for Michelle, but Miche, give me your address by using the email in the description box below. Any winners, just go to the description box, use that email, which is noblestrength, I believe noblestrength40@gmail.com. Like I said, I'll leave it in the description box. And go ahead and email me your address, and I'll make sure I get that out to you within the next 10 to 14 days. So that is our first winner. Okay, we're gonna go along with some more Q&A. All right, so this question comes from Pamela T. How do you manage to balance your love for fashion with maintaining uncluttered spaces? All right, Pamela, that's a good question. I have a lot of new viewers, so some of you may not know I thrift quite a bit, but I frequently purge. So I do quarterly purges. I go through my closet and I consider what has been useful, what has been getting the most use, what I have not been using, and I take out the things that I've loved for a while that I can give back to Goodwill or sell, you know, at a local consignment store or via my Poshmark closet. I sell some things on there. As a matter of fact, I have 4 items up for sale now and my Poshmark closet name is Noble Artisan, so you can check that out. But that's how I manage, you know, the things that I take in. I used to have this rule where whatever I bring in, I take just as much out, but that has kind of gone out the door, and now I just do quarterly purges for the most part. And I usually end up taking out maybe 2.5 to 3 like trash bags full of things. So it works out pretty well. And lately I've been doing pretty good with selling things at the local cheapskate, and I've been getting, you know, nice little funds for doing that. So that's how I manage to keep my spaces uncluttered. 2 more questions and then we're gonna do another drawing. How do you balance, and this is from SW, how do you balance your time with your business, your channel, your family, and other things? Well, I try not to, and that's a good question. I try not to take on more than I can handle. I try not to take on things that are going to cause me to feel overwhelmed. I know what my limit is and what I can handle, and I know what's important to me and what things that I cannot forego doing. So I try to, you know, keep all of that in consideration. I do also keep to-do lists, and I journal a lot to kind of, you know, sort through my thoughts and prioritize what's important. And be honest with you, when I come home from work, I, you know, make time to exercise and just kind of unwind, eat, and dinner time is usually time where I'm able to interact with my family. Our son, who's 24, he is home, but he has odd hours. He works from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I actually don't get to see him in the evenings when he's working, so we have to catch up on the weekends and, you know, chit chat. But for the most part, it's usually at dinner time after work. And then as far as like hobbies and things like that and getting with friends, I tend to try to do that on the weekend, like, you know, block off maybe 2 or 3 hours where I can get together with a friend and catch up, or, you know, do some things that I need to get done that are for me. And so that's usually what I do. And as far as my channel, I just make time to do at least one video a week, like I'm recording now, and this is a Saturday after church. So I usually find time to either film on Saturday or Sunday, and that's when I get my filming in. And normally takes anywhere from, depending on the video, and like if I'm doing a try on, it may take maybe 4 hours or so, but a video like this, I can get it done in no time. So I just fit it in over the weekend. All right, so let's see here. Next question. Was that 3 questions? Let's just do one more. This is from Not a YouTube Guru. How does your artwork tie into your faith? Well, that is an excellent question. My artwork ties into my faith because, number one, the passion for art was put in me by God. Hands down, no doubt about it. And it's just, you can't help but whatever God has put into you as a passion to, you know, spill it back out to glorify Him. I don't know any better way to put it other than I use my art to glorify God. I get inspired by the things that I read, the things that I see, and all of that. Every good thing comes from God. So when you look at it from that standpoint, you're just glorifying Him with the gifts that He's giving you. And a lot of times the subject matter is, you know, spiritual in its content, and it has a message behind it. And so I can minister in that way when I tell people the meaning of my painting and what inspired it. And then that kind of creates a dialogue. And sometimes, you know, it's an eye-opening conversation for someone to maybe dive into looking into the Word of God more. So it's just a way that I glorify God, and it just kind of comes out because that's what's inside of me and He put it there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another drawing. This is the next bag that we're going to be doing a drawing for. It is this Coach Suede hobo bag. Very, very well made. Nice gold hardware. So cute. And then I'm just gonna pull an egg. Okay, so I have one. And the winner goes to Sabrina G. Sabrina G, you are the winner of the Coach Suede bag. Congratulations, Sabrina. All right, we're gonna continue on. So this one is from AKB Bags. What is your hobby outside of purses? Well, my hobby outside of purses is art, which is painting, drawing, just any type of 2D art. That's what I'm really into. And then photography. I love photography, not just taking pictures of myself, though I do enjoy modeling and doing that. That's an art form in itself. I like taking pictures of nature and, you know, places and other people. So just photography in general. I like, you know, kind of looking at my surroundings and seeing what would make a good composition. So I would just say visual arts is another hobby of mine, and journaling. I do like to do poetry as well too. Most of the things that I like to do are, you know, related to the arts, whether it be journaling, writing, poetry. I, you know, did dabble with piano for a little bit, but I have not been putting a lot of time into that lately. Question number 8. This comes from Pamela J. Have you considered doing a thrift road trip to Atlanta and inviting a few subscribers along, like a meet and greet? And this question was also asked by someone else in some form, and that was Pamela Wilcox. So I'm going to ask Pamela J's question and Pamela Wilcox's question. So they want to know, have I ever thought about doing a thrift road trip to like Atlanta and then having a meet greet? I have never thought of that, to be honest with you. I have not. I guess I just think when I think of those type things, I think of big time YouTubers doing meet and greets. And so I've just never even considered it. But now that you've planted the seed in my head, maybe that is something I'll look into now that things are kind of opening back up with, you know, the pandemic. Things are kind of settling down somewhat, but you know, there's just so much going on. We'll see. I'll visit it and see what that may be like, but I have not thought about it, though. That's a good question. And I have taken many trips to Atlanta, girl trips, just to do thrifting. I've done that a few times with some friends of mine. All right, so the next question is, have you always had a close relationship with God, or did any certain incident really help strengthen your faith to that next level? This is an excellent question. This question was given by Amanda Marie. Hi, Amanda. And Amanda and I share the same middle name, Marie. We have the same initials, as a matter of fact, AMC. But anyway, Amanda, that's a really great question. So I have not always had a close relationship with God, though I grew up in a Christian home. Both my mom and dad were Christians, and very faithful and very sincere in their beliefs and their observances, and, you know, keeping, you know, true to the Christian doctrines and teachings. So I grew up, I had a good foundation. The seeds were planted very young. I attended services regularly, Bible studies, you know, youth Bible studies regularly. So I got a lot of that knowledge early on. But I would say that my closeness did not develop until I got married. You know, the institution of marriage is supposed to model, you know, Christ's relationship with the church. And so I believe that's when I really grew in faith, and my relationship with the Lord grew even more. Marriage teaches you so much about yourself and God, and how you can become more Christ-like, and how you can practice the fruits of the Spirit. I mean, there's just so many opportunities to grow in patience and long-suffering and all of that through marriage. And then once I had a son, that catapulted it even more in the sense that I became a true prayer warrior once I had a child, because there's nothing like a praying mother, right? So I would say just having a family in general has strengthened my relationship with the Lord. So take each, you know, moment, life lessons within that relationship, and, you know, just count it as a blessing, because it's helping you to become more Christ-like. So let's see here. The next question is from Marilyn. Why did you start a YouTube channel, and who encouraged you? And this question was also kind of asked by Pauline W. What made you want to become a content creator on YouTube? So I'm going to answer both your questions in one. So to be honest with you, it was not something I set out to do. A good friend of mine, her daughter, Gabby, and we're now friends. I consider all of us just family. Gabby is considerably much younger than I am. But she is just so sweet and so mature, and she comes from a really great home. And anyway, long story short, she suggested that I do a YouTube channel because she felt like I was such a good thrifter, and I did so well at putting together pieces, you know, fashion-wise, that she thought I could help others or inspire others. And she said, you should consider that. So I prayed about it, and then I jumped out on faith and started, and I just, you know, remained consistent in uploading. And now here I am 6 years later, still uploading content because I enjoy it so much. So Gabby is the one who inspired me. So thanks, Gabby. And check out her channel. I'm going to leave it in the description box below, Nurse Gabby. And like I said, I'll leave, because I can't remember the exact name, but I'll leave her link to her YouTube channel in the description box below. All right, so next, oh, no more questions. Let's do another drawing. So we're going to be drawing for this bag right here, the Bagalini. This bag is a very, I would say, utilitarian, lightweight, functional bag. Very stylish. I like how sleek it could go with everything. So I'm going to be doing the drawing for this bag. And I didn't have a lot of people to put in for this one. I think I had like 3 people. So let's see. Or 2. All right, I pulled a name. And the winner of this bag is Mora Moticha. Mora Moticha. You are the winner, Mora, of this Bagalini nylon crossbody shoulder bag. Okay. All right, so we got 3 bags down. All right, so this is bag number 1. This is a Wilson patchwork leather bag. Really, really cute, reminiscent of the 70s. Very well made leather bag. And it's got nice hardware, cute inside. And we're gonna do a drawing for that. I had 2 people to enter for that one. And we're gonna see who the winner is. And the winner is Pamela Wilcox. Pamela, you are the winner of this Wilson leather patchwork bag. So congratulations, Pamela Wilcox. And like I say, send me your address via the email in the description box below. This one comes from Misha T. What are some items that you would not purchase from a thrift store? That's a good question. I don't know. And like, I really did not think about any of these questions because I wanted it to be authentic and genuine in front of the camera. So I have not had time to think about these questions, but I'm going to say I probably would not thrift anything that went against my core values, like certain objects or figurines for my home that I felt like would not be good for a Christian to have in their home, if that makes sense. And I don't want to offend anybody out there, but they're just certain objects and things like idol type objects that I would not want in my home, that I would not purchase. So like certain decor items I would not bring into my home. Just like I say, anything that would go against my core values and beliefs as a Christian. But other than that, I'm open. I will thrift furniture. I will thrift various types of home decor items, which I have, and so just about anything. All right, so let's see here. This is from Cynthia White. What do you want to say to or ask your future self that you want to remember when you get there? Okay, I would say, future self, did you really spend your time giving back to people and really valuing the relationships in your life? Did you really, consider, the people who've been in your life and how they affected your life? Maybe that is something I would ask myself. I'm always trying to be mindful of that, at least even more so now as I get older, because really that's what's the most important thing in life. Not material things, not objects, not, traveling, going places, though those things are nice. It's about the relationships and the interactions that you have with people. Even if it's a complete stranger, even if it's very, very brief, consider how you interact with those people, because whatever you leave with them could affect them greatly. So I guess that's what I would say to myself. How have you been valuing your relationships with strangers and non-strangers? All right, here's another question. How have you used your love of handbags to minister your faith to others? And this is from Pamela Mills. So Pamela, I would say only recently with the opening of my New Life Art and Design store have I really been able to use my handbags as a ministry to people. Before that, it was more me just sharing my love of handbags and my appreciation of handbags. But with New Life Art and Design, I can actually minister to people about how it was a leap of faith to start this business where I upcycle vintage handbags and bring new life into them, just like Christ does with us. When we, submit to him and accept him as our Lord and Savior, we become a new creation and a new life begins in Christ. So I believe the starting of my business has opened the door for me to be able to use my love of handbags to minister for the kingdom of God. So very good question. Thank you so much. All right, so the next one. Are you still sewing? This is from Andy B. Andy B, girl, I am not still sewing. I'm one of those people, I have this thing that I want to do and then I do it. And then once I do it, it's like, okay, let me move on. I've done that with so many things, with, clarinet playing, piano playing, sewing. It's like, I have a few successes with it and then I move on to something else. The only thing I've ever stuck with very long is art, photography, that type of thing. So no, I'm not still sewing, but I still have my sewing machine. I still have some patterns upstairs that I want to get to, so maybe I'll get back to them. And let's do another drawing. All right, so this one is for number 3. This is for the Vera Bradley bag. This is a Vera Bradley bag, which I really love because typically Vera Bradley bags are, extremely busy patterns, quilted patterns, but this one is a solid black and it's got the kiss lock and that, Chanel-esque type chain. And I love this because it has so many sections. So we're gonna do a pull for this and only 2 people entered. So we're gonna see. Alrighty, I got a name. And another Pamela Mills. You are the winner of this Vera Bradley. I don't know if I said Vera Wang in the beginning, but I meant Vera Bradley. This Vera Bradley quilted black purse. So, Pamela Mills. Next question is from Denise Oates. Hey, Denise. I always love your questions and your comments. You always so thorough and give such details. And I appreciate you tuning in and watching my channel. It means so much, Denise. And you've been such a huge supporter with my Poshmark account, my YouTube account, my Instagram account. Your support, I would love to meet you in person one day. All right, so it says, I love to meet all of you actually in person, but I guess I just have an affinity for Denise because she really reaches out so much. What made you put a mixture of saving thrift and reviving used and discarded items onto your social media? Was this a ministry? Is this a gift? Well, Denise, let's see. I just think that I was thrifting is something I enjoy, and I believe that everything you do in some way should glorify God. So I do feel like I have somewhat of a gift when it comes to putting things together and, seeing how things can fit into a space or on your body, that type of thing. Just kind of a visual, spatial type person. I think I'm gifted in that way. So I just wanted to take that and then kind of combine it with ministering for God and glorifying God. And it just kind of worked out that thrifting was one of the ways, because I really believe that you shouldn't live outside your means. And how can I satisfy, I guess I asked myself, how can I satisfy my love of shopping and buying, but still glorify God by not creating a whole bunch of debt? And thrifting was really the only way that I could do that. So good question, and thank you so much. All right, so the next 3 questions, and then I'm going to do the automatic drawings. What is your dream handbag? And this is from Sabrina G. Sabrina G, I don't have a specific dream bag, but I would love to one day be able to walk inside a luxury store and buy something without even thinking about the price. Just go in there, buy it, and you know what I mean? Just treat myself to one bag. And Fendi is a brand that I don't own, so I would like for it to be a Fendi bag. And yeah, so sorry I couldn't be more specific, but I haven't studied all of the Fendi bags or Gucci bags, but I would like to walk into Fendi, Gucci, or Louis Vuitton and just buy a bag and not even think about it. All right, so the next question is, do you thrift for your husband? This is from Simple Yet Stylish. I like your name. I like that handle. I do thrift for my husband. I have thrifted for him many times in the past. I bought him shirts, coats, shorts, shoes, lots of shoes, thrifted shoes. One time I went into a thrift store and they had gotten this huge selection of brand new nice shoes by Johnston and Murphy, and Bass and just some other, and I just, you know, got, because they just happened to be in his size, which was a size 13, and I just grabbed them. And my son at the time was wearing the same size. He's now past him in size, but I thrifted, you know, a bunch of shoes, and he was very appreciative. But he doesn't send me out on missions to thrift for him. If I see something that I think, you know, would look nice on him, I will get it. He doesn't go thrifting with me. That's just not his thing. He's not a shopper. My husband could wear something until it has holes in it and be perfectly content and fine. So I do thrift for my husband. And if you know me, if you're a friend of mine, I'm going to thrift for you too at some point. If I see something and it fits your personality, I'm going to thrift for you. I've thrifted for my girlfriends. I've been at the store and called them, girl, I see these shoes. You want me to pick them up for you or whatever? Or sometimes I'll just pick them up and buy them and gift them to them. So I thrift for anybody in my life. All right. And the last question is, how profitable? Good question. And I can't remember who this one came from. I didn't write the name down. How profitable is it for you being on YouTube? Well, it is not very profitable. And I did not start this with the intent of even looking at it as a money-making thing. I really didn't. I just did it because, like I say, a friend encouraged me to do it, and it's something that I wanted to do just for fun as a hobby. And it's a good thing that I didn't go into it looking for it to be profitable, because I would be hugely disappointed. So I did get monetized about 3 months or so after I started YouTubing. Things were different then. And so since my beginnings, I probably get around 200 and something a month on the 21st of the month. And, you know, that's just a little extra change, nothing that I could earn a living off of or sustain myself off of. So that's a good thing that it's just a hobby. So I would say about 200 or so a month, and it can fluctuate depending on your viewership. There have been times where it's like 120, 180, 190, 260. So it's kind of up and down depending on what my viewership is like for that time period. So that is it for Q&A. Now we're going to go ahead with the last automatic winners, and we're going to go through these quickly. So for the J. Crew bag, Jen B, you are the winner of the J. Crew bag. Jen. Congratulations. All right, moving right along. We're gonna go for this, the Earth Tone. This is the Sharif bag, and the Earth Tone Sharif bag goes to SW. Congratulations, SW. You are the winner of this bag. The Abstract Sharif bag is going to go to Marilyn Rich. Marilyn Rich, congratulations to you. You have won this gorgeous bag. And last but not least, Jane U hand-painted bag. So cute. It fits a lot, surprisingly. This goes to Pamela Jones. So Pamela Jones, congratulations to you. You are the winner of the Jane U leather bag. The only bag that no one was interested in was this bag right here. So I guess it's gonna stick with me. And this is this Juicy Couture brown leather baguette style bag. But that is it for my giveaway, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate your questions, and I appreciate all of you. I love you, and remember to be a good steward of all that God has given you, because he loves us so much. And I love you too, and I appreciate you. And I'll be back real soon with some more thrifting videos, styling videos, devotionals, you name it. Bye.